Hello, stock market learners. I hope you guys are doing good. Long time no see. काफी दिन बाद वीडियो रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ. Well, I've realized one thing that it's better to record video when you see something significant happening in the market. Otherwise, daily video recording or every week compulsory video recording at times creates hollowness in the content. And आप लोग सब जानते हैं कि I am real market person. I'm not a real market person. So I believe that every single content you see from me should add value to your journey. Well, I am not in Calcutta right now. I am kind of in a North India trip for some work as well as a little bit of leisure. मैं शिमला में था. I stayed in a beautiful property there. I think Shimla I was overdue. I should have visited Shimla काफी साल पहले. Beautiful, beautiful place. And now I am in some other location. Don't want to share it. Maybe later video I'll talk about this location as well. Market की बात करते हैं because that is the point which is important to be discussed. That what am I seeing in the market right now? ऐसा क्या लग रहा है market के अंदर में जो कि आपको ध्यान देना चाहिए. I actually wanted to record this video last 3, 4, 5 days ago, and the title of my video remains the same. That is Nifty ready for a crash? And I saw that Friday already market reacted to that. But ठीक है, nonetheless, my idea is not to sensationalize the topic. My idea is to share with you what I'm reading right now, what I'm hearing right now, and what I think could happen to the market. All right. So as usual, screen sharing karta hu, and let me take you through the data oriented research, which is my core. You know that I don't like narratives. I am a person who believes that data speaks thousand words. And a lot of you who have been following me on my respective social media content, you know that I'm such a strong believer of data. That's why StockEdge also exists because I believe it's the mecca of data. So let's talk about the market a bit here. Now, let me start with the 10,000 feet view about the market. And every time when I do that, first thing first, I will have to talk about dollar index because I think dollar is the most important financial asset which everyone should track. And if you're part of my learning journey, you know this quite well. I've been recording video content since last 7, 8 years, and I've said this loud and clear that it's very difficult for us to predict what will happen to global economies or global markets. But if you track dollar index, there's a high probability that you will be able to predict, okay, with the best case guesstimate, okay. Now, let me go through this dollar index chart. You remember we were talking about dollar index going down, and trading below 100. A dollar index below 100 is actually a good news because when dollar is trading below, right, the value of currency is going down. That means the price of the assets will go up. That means price of assets like equity and gold, etc., will go up. That's the story which has been there for last 100 years, and we can't dispute that. It is not necessarily that will apply every single day. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि डॉलर इंडेक्स नीचे गया तो कल गोल्ड बढ़ जाएगा. Doesn't work that way. But over a broader time perspective, we all know that this is always valid. Now, dollar index is trending down. The one of the core reason of dollar index down is US yield curve. Okay. Now let me show you US 10-year yield curve. So this is US 10-year yield curve. It actually went up to as high as 4.6% recently. Okay. Which is dangerous because the first market where you see any kind of activity happening if things go wrong is bond market. Remember this. हमेशा बॉन्ड मार्केट में सबसे पहले एक्शन होता है, उसके बाद करेंसी में वो एक्शन कन्वर्ट होती है, उसके बाद इक्विटी मार्केट में इसका एक्शन का इम्पैक्ट नजर आता है. ओके. Why US yield curve went up? Because of the inflation concern. Now let us see the US inflation ka data. This is US inflation ka data. I follow this website, tradingeconomics.com. It's a fairly good website. And you see the April inflation data, it came higher. And inflation is actually quite high vis-a-vis previous few months or quarters. Okay. And if you look at the world inflation index, these are the world inflation data. Look at the inflation in countries like Argentina, Turkey, crazy, crazy inflation. Okay, very high inflation. Why suddenly inflation has become an important topic? Because of the war which is going on between US and Iran, right? That war is actually creating a lot of disruption in oil market. Because of that, oil prices are trading up. And if oil prices are trading up, inflation is most likely go up. So that will impact the yield curve. And if you look at the global yield, I mean, if you look at all the countries' 10-year yield, except China. China has been able to kind of control its interest rate because it is largely controlled by the government. But if you look at the yield of all the major countries, it has been going up because of the inflation concern, right? But of late, for the last couple of days, this has cooled down because of government intervention, yeah, because of the fact that all the governments have become sensitive to that issue, and they are trying to control that by printing a lot of money. Okay, and printing a lot of money involves, I mean, it does have a long-term impact on inflation, but in short term, it does cool off the market a bit. So bond market was going through a lot of tough time because if yield curve goes up, the prices of bond goes down. Okay, uh, because the governments intervened, and there's a talk of lot of printing of money again by the governments, because that's the weapon which they have been using for last 50 years, 60 years. That if you print lot of money, you can save the market, and dollar will go down because the value of the dollar goes down because of printing a lot of money, and the price of the assets go up. So the bond market is going through a lot of tough time turbulence. Having said that, it is a cool off which has led. Dollar index wanted to go up with the yield curve, but dollar index has again gone into a flattish zone. Remember, in every video I've been saying this to you that US government doesn't want dollar to be strong because if dollar remains weak, strategically it is at an advantage for their economy. Considering also that there is a huge debt of US, right? Now, how do they solve this problem of huge debt of US? Because if the debt level is very high, the interest rates is also very high because of inflation. That's a big problem because a lot of money then US government has to pay for the interest on a yearly basis. This is actually leading to bankruptcy. And US is a strong economy. They will never go into the bankruptcy. So how do they manage this scenario? By printing a lot of dollar. It may lead to inflation in long term, but at least it reduces the value of dollar, which helps them to manage their debt as well. So this is broadly the picture of global markets, which I wanted to share with you. Now let's talk about the world indices. So there is a beautiful index called All World Indices. It's actually trading at an all-time high level. Not many people would know that globally equity markets is at a big rally. Okay, and obviously, this rally is led by US, Dow Jones, Nasdaq. They have led this rally. In fact, if you look at the market, the Dow Jones is actually trading at a very high level, 51,000. And if you look at the Nasdaq, it is also trading at a high level. Thanks to all the AI-driven story which is getting developed in US, there is a massive upsurge. And you look at the emerging market index; it's also trading at a high level. So if dollar index is down, emerging market is up. So everything looks so amazing, so set up as far as equity is concerned. But why is Indian equity market behaving so weird? Okay, that's a question which we should ask ourselves. Well, to answer that question, we have to look at Nifty vis-a-vis emerging market index, which did phenomenally well. Uh, which did phenomenally well during this phase. This was the phase from 2020, which was post-COVID to till the phase 2024. Indian market was doing very good vis-a-vis the emerging market index. But ever since then, the underperformance started. You can blame government for their tax policies. You can blame non-AI story in India. But yeah, the fact remains that India has been an underperformer for some period of time versus emerging markets. Now, what do you think? What do we think what will happen to India? Okay, just a minute, please. I'll take 10 minutes. I'm recording a video. 10 minutes. Sorry about this. My son was here, and as I said, I'm outside. and we had some plans, but I said that no, it is important for me to share some knowledge with my audience, my learners. So I'll just record and upload it as early as possible. Yeah, let's go. So yeah, so if you look at the Indian market structure, it is an underperformer. But hang on, still 23,500. Okay, even though Indian market has underperformed, that means there is a lot of scope of Indian market to start performing if things go in the right direction. And what could be the things in the right direction? If I have to ask a simple layman question, what could be the thing for the right direction? The earnings, right? Ultimately, stock market is driven by earnings. And if earnings are getting supported, then things will be in the right direction. Now let's see the earnings, where the earnings are going right now. So if you look at the performance of Nifty 50 stocks, look at the earning growth. Let me see the year-on-year earning growth. Beautiful. Nifty companies have actually given a decent earning growth in considering last few months. Okay. Now look at the broader index also. Beautiful. NSE 500 has given a decent earning growth, which, if you see, this was the dull phase. When Indian market was underperforming, there was a dull phase of earning as well as of money flowing into Indian market. So a lot of money was going out of Indian market thanks to, you can blame anyone for that. I mean, it's your choice, but I don't want to blame it. I just want to say that our earnings were actually creating negativity for us, which led to underperformance of Indian market, which is no more the case. So there is a possibilities that as our earnings pick up and our earnings from the companies which have potential to go from mid cap to large cap, as they grow, I think there is a tremendous opportunity which can be captured. Okay, but yeah, government has to act sensibly. Government has to think in the right direction before we can conclusively say that Indian market is out of woods. Now, what do you do as a market participant? What do you do? Because that's the billion-dollar question, right? Everyone is interested in answering that question. I always say this to people that you should have two portfolio. One is a value investing portfolio, which is equivalent to your age, where you are investing on behalf of your kids. Like I'm 47. My 47% of the portfolio is long-term portfolio, where I invest in companies like Mother Stocks and a lot of long-term ideas where I'm not in a hurry to square up. I'm investing in the businesses. But the rest 53% is momentum book. And till market is below 200-day moving average, which is this level, 24,600, I'm not interested in building large position in my momentum book. Rather, what I do is I do long short. I'm building long positions in few stocks, and I'm also building short positions in few derivative stocks, because that gives me peace of mind that if market opens up gap down, which could be possible because Trump is in a very different mode and he may lead to gap up or gap down in the market. So how do I protect myself? The only way I see I protect myself is to carry both long and short position. But that is for my momentum book. For my value investing, I'm still continuing my journey of value investing, and there are multiple ways of doing it. Listen, we just launched this in StockEdge fundamental score. This output, this is such a beautiful output for people who want to do value investing. Look at this. Uh, you have the stocks like, say, Force Motor, which is trading at the lower end of the PE. Okay, last 3, it has generated a good CAGR, and it's a great in terms of fundamental score. It is doing very good. So I can do force motor value investing. So value investing is a journey which involves understanding the margin of safety in a business. If the business is good, which is defined by the fundamental score, and if it is trading in the lower end of the historical price earning multiple, that means the business is generating good margin of safety. It's a new output which we have just launched in Stockage. Do have a look at this output. Phenomenal output. So let me just move out of this value investing zone. So from a momentum perspective, I strongly feel that the market is not ready for a continued momentum. I'll wait for 24,600 to cross close. Then I start building serious position right, in momentum book. That means serious long position. Otherwise, right now I'm happy doing long short. Look at this beautiful chart, huh? If the market goes above this, then only I'll start building position. And I've been saying this very, very loud and clear to everyone. If suppose you don't want to participate in momentum by identifying stock on your own, because there are ways to find momentum. I mean, if you look at my learning videos like Learn to Trade, or if you read my book, I follow relative strength model. I look at sector rotation. I try to find sectors where there is momentum right now, and I want to participate in those sectors. Surely there is a lot of ways to find stock sectors, and you participate, which I have discussed in my multiple videos. But if suppose you feel that you don't have time and you want to just leave it on data and not think too much about market, then I suggest you just look at stock in small cases. I think we have done phenomenal work in building our small cases. Look at this. I don't want to show you the return because I can't promise that the same return will be repeated. But look at these small cases which we have created and the kind of return which I believe can be generated out of it. Again, more than return, I think it's the uh, peaceful investing thought process which we have introduced in the market. I think as a momentum investor, one can look at these amazing small cases which we have developed. Anyways, coming back to the market. So broadly, 10,000 feet market view is that structurally it should be strong, but Indian market is underperforming. Although Indian market fundamental is now recovering, so there is a possibility that Indian market will start outperforming. It's a matter of time. We will have to see where it goes. Market is beautiful as far as stock specific activity is concerned. I think we are in a great position to find stocks to participate in the stocks. There are multiple methods to participate in the stocks. I mean, you can pick sector rotation, you can pick, chart patterns, whatever you want to pick. Very simple. Look at this chart pattern. Blue star. All right. Blue star. Let me see. It's red. It's a short candidate. And the chart pattern is also negative. Okay. Let's see. Glaxo. Let's see. It's red. It's a short candidate. It's not a long candidate. Say if I only want to see the long candidates, okay, so bullish candidates, all right. Jay Prakash Venture, it's a bullish candidate. Momentum score is also positive. Surely I may like to look at this stock. AstraZeneca, okay, look at this. It's a green. I may be willing to look at this. So please find your way of participating in the market. And if you are not able to, then you just follow a rule-based system which helps you in that peaceful journey. Right? I hope this was a useful video. Um, I strongly believe that, I mean, just a closing remark that not losing money in market, position sizing, how much should you bet or expose yourself in your momentum book? All these are equivalently important decisions which will help you to sustain in the market and ride that new momentum which will come. Market always, remember, momentum aate hain, jaate hain, right? Our role is to participate in the momentum when the momentum is there. We can't stay away. And if you are not participating in the market, how will you know that momentum is not there anymore? If you want to be connected with me real time, I think I suggest you become part of StockEdge Club. It will really help you in this journey of understanding how momentum works. And value investing is a very different art, very different science. I'm still learning, and I'm sure some of you who are learners will also do wonderful in your learning journey. All right. Thank you. I'll record more videos soon, but till then, take care of yourself. I know it's a tough market, but this is a test of characters of all of us. All right. Good day. Bye. Jai Hind.